I'm recording.
But
Oh, no way.
yeah.
No, I'm not recording. I'm not recording.
Yeah, you are recording.
No, I'm not.
Have you got it?
So
Yeah.
I'm going to have a go. I did the Queen's Handbag at an open mic and that was good. So I've got another open mic I'm going to do in July.
Brilliant.
This poem comes from the fact that one week on Jeff's Music Buddies, they were doing Hank Williams and they said, wouldn't it be funny if Sarah could write a poem that rhymes with the word Hank?
Oh, no.
All I can say is no animals were harmed in the making of this poem.
Including Jeff?
Including Jeff. Once upon a time, there lived a boy named Hank. Aged 5, he simply loved to play with his most favourite, shiniest replica tank. He really could play with it all day. But as Hank got older, new pastimes were favoured. By age 8, he'd cast aside his toy tank. Instead, he found another interest to savour. He liked to dangle his rod at the river bank. Sat all alone, he caught nothing from that river, so dank. Reaching 10 years old, he could feel a new yearning. He needed some stimulation, but he drew a blank. A physical release was needed, but who could learn him? So he ran to his friend's place to make his lobby, written all over his face. This boy really needed a new hobby. His friend was a bit older. He knew a thing or two. I know just what we should do, said Frank. Let's have competitions between me and you to see who can produce the biggest prank. So for 2 years or more, the boys bestowed on all the neighbours and family they knew tricks and magic, and they took it in turns to be told whose prank rated highest, me or you. They both became so adept at sleight of hand, with comedic rhythm so great, that local people would surround them. Hurrah, bravo, the crowd would ejaculate. The teenagers swelled with confidence, sounding a bit cocky, to be perfectly frank, with knapsacks packed for adventures new, clutching the contents of their piggy banks. With wide eyes, these pubescent boys did view the bright lights of London all aglow, and where better to offload one's bulging sacks than the creative artistic village of Soho? They knocked on doors, offering to perform to a crowd. With no luck and diminished funds in the coin bank, they had to resort to busking, not so proud now, and slowly into the gutters of Soho they sank. Almost as living had become too much bother, the 20-somethings seemed so much more old. They'd had few opportunities to demonstrate their pranks, and the streets of London were not paved with gold. Suddenly, a gentleman appeared as they busked together. You two would make my perfect protégés. He said, yes, I can see you both now in leather. Come with me and I'll teach you my trade. Let me see your big hands, he slavered. It'll be physically demanding, painful and hot. How could they refuse the offered opportunity? Surely no more degrading than their current lots. He took the boys away and fed them. They gulped down his delicious lamb shank. Then he told them stories of his life in the trade. They agreed, signed a contract and drank. 2 years since being recruited in this gentleman's world, the apprentices had got used to the kicks and pain. Though it has to be said the pay was good and the animals rarely complain. The boys gained a reputation for satisfying those grasped firmly in their tether. For their business, big households came vying to watch. Often those boys came together. The gentleman, now far too old for services desired, he could no longer mount, heave or yank. So he manhandled his tool right out of the fire, straight into the gifted hands of Hank and Frank. grown men, leather-clad, sweating, bent, using force. In Soho, they were once known for their pranking. But as blacksmiths now, they'd learned how to shoe a horse, which was much better than getting paid for wanking.
Oh, brilliant.
Very good.
Glad they got there in the end.
Put it on the telly.
Yeah, I know, it's terrifying. It's just awful. Yes.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that's
That's
awesome.
brilliant.
I don't know if I could, if it was a bit risque.
It's very, very
Not
fascinating.
at all. Not at all.
No,
I'd like
no,
to
no.
thank you, sir, for that. It's brilliant.
If you get rid of the last line, it's PG.
True, it's okay. It's no rating. Over 18.
That's great. I didn't know there was so many words which rhymed with it.
No.
He only knew the one.
I know. That's the thing, really. It's a bit scary. I think my favourite line
No, you got to do some more. Get out there performing. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
is,
really
if you
great.
can have a favourite line in your own poem, I think gulps down his lamb shank is certainly my
Yeah, I
favourite.
think
Yeah.
There, isn't it?
It's totally
Brilliant,
right.
Brilliant. Enough about me. Well, thank you for allowing me to practice.
That's okay.
No, practice
Good on
more.
you.